How's it going, everybody? This is Shankia Tinsley signing on. Today I will be doing a tutorial, something that I have never done on anything, but today I will be doing a tutorial on how to make Native American baskets or Native American basket weaving. I will be showing you the way that I was taught. I watched a video earlier to see how other people made theirs, and I saw a way that was sort of different than what I was taught, which is fine. But I do like, I'm glad that I was taught the way that I was taught to make them, simply because it seems neater, fresher, and easier the way that I was taught than the method that I saw earlier in the video I watched. For those of you who watched my other video on my Native American baskets, you saw that in that video I only showed the baskets that I have made. I didn't actually show how I made them, and I'm glad that a fellow YouTuber came along and gave me a very nice compliment on my baskets and suggested that I make a tutorial. And I thought, hey, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. And so thank you for that, fellow YouTuber. I will show you and the rest of the world how to make these baskets. Let's get started. The first thing you want to have when doing anything is the right materials or the right equipment. And the materials that I use include coiling core, which is this rope right here. It's the texture is very smooth and papery, and it's very sturdy too. You can also use oh crap, it's almost like twine rope, but it's like about this thick. The only thing about I don't know if that's exactly what it's called, but I know it looks similar to twine. It's like that brown colored rope, and it's like twisted, and it's about, like I said, it's about this thick, but it's a lot more flimsy than the coiling core. And that's what I like about this right here, the coiling core, is that it's a lot more sturdy, and your baskets come out neater looking and more crisp and fresh and very structured. And that's what I like about the coiling core. Also, you will need yarn needles, which are these right here. I hope you can see them. In this pack, I got these like years ago, and I still have them. It came in 4. There are 2 small ones and 2 bigger ones, like small and large. 2 small, 2 large. You can use either one when you do your weaving, but I prefer to use the big one, simply because it's easier to hold and simply easier to work with. Okay, and also, of course, you will need a pair of scissors. Doesn't matter which kind, sewing scissors, whatever, just as long as they're scissors. And also, you don't necessarily need this, but you can use it. Glue, doesn't matter what kind. You might not want to use well, maybe you can. I was going to say you might not want to use super glue, because you might have to adjust it, but if you want, you can use glue to hold your yarn in place, to hold down the yarn. Sometimes I use glue when I weave my baskets, and most times I don't. I should say most times I actually, believe it or not, I use a lighter. Obviously, using a lighter isn't the safest thing, for not just for you, but for your environment, because you can mess around and burn up something. And Also, you have to be very cautious when using a lighter because, and as well on yarn and coiling cord because, like I said, this is like a papery texture, and what happens when fire hits paper? Yeah, you get it. But I'm typically pretty careful. You can either you like I said use some glue, which is safer. It's messier to use glue, but it's safer to use glue and it's less painful. You won't have to worry about like burning yourself. Not that you would do that every time, if you're watching what you're doing and you're careful. But you can use either one of those things to hold down the yarn, and you'll see what I'm talking about um, uh, when I start the process. Also, of course, last but not least, you gotta have some yarn, and it doesn't matter what color. That's the point, right? You can use any color you want. Um, I would say any texture as well, but I prefer to use Trait Text, this brand right here. I hope you can see it. Trait Text heavy polyester rug yarn. I love working with this yarn because it's easier using the lighter with this yarn right here because it it's almost like it's made out of wax or something because it like melts down and holds firmly to the coiling core, and that's why I love working with this because it's just so easy to work with, and it's almost like it works with you, this yarn right here. And oh yeah, before I forget, uh, well, before I get into that, but you don't have to use this, of course. You can use any kind of yarn you find at Joann. I have all sorts of different textures in my orange bin over here. I have a whole bunch of yarn. If I feel like it, I'll show you all of the different kinds I have. They don't. Most of them don't have the labels on it anymore, so I can't tell you exactly like what the texture is. But like I can show you at the very end, like all the colors and stuff like that, if I remember. um, oh yes, the other thing, last but not least, before I actually get into the tutorial, where to get these materials. Now, like I said, you can pretty much get anything. You can get all of these. Well, I'm sorry, I'm getting lost here. You can find these at Joann Fabrics, uh, Walmart, anywhere like that. You can find this. You can get glue anywhere. Whatever. It doesn't have to be tacky glue. Any kind of glue, whatever. Uh, but this specific type of yarn, I tried looking for it years ago in Joann Fabrics, and they do not have it. The only place that I know for sure that you can get it from is Blick Art Materials. They actually you can buy it from you can order it online at Blick BLICK artmaterials.com. I know for sure it's called Blick. Whether that's the website, the actual URL, I have forgotten, but I know it's called Blick Art Materials, and they also have store locations. I know they actually finally put one in Miami on South Dixie Highway, up the road from me. And I am so grateful for that because I used to hate paying for shipping and handling when ordering it online because that really adds up. And so I would rather go to the store and just pay, regular taxes than to pay shipping and handling. And also this right here, this is another thing. Only from what I know, only Blick Art Materials sells this. You can get that twine rope and everything else from Joann or Walmart, but for some reason, I don't know about you, but all those years ago when I looked, I could not find this. I could not find either one of these specific materials at Joann Fabrics or Walmart. So it's best to get these two things specifically from Blick Art Materials. Price wise, this oh crap, I should have looked at the amount. I think this was 180. This is 180 feet of coiling core, and that comes out to like 21, $22. And that might seem a little expensive, but this is art. Art is expensive anyway. From the materials until to the finished product itself, art is expensive. So that's how it's going to be. But it's worth it though, and it lasts long. They also have other sizes where you can get it like a bit thicker than this, and I've never tried that, but I want to try that someday. But this 180 feet of it on blickartmaterials.com, the website, would be about $21, $22. And they're like, if I'm not mistaken, they're like $2 or something, like $2 a bundle, a pack, or whatever you want to call it. Like basically $2 each or something like that. So basically, if you're going to get art materials, these specifically, prepare to spend a little money, okay? Thank God I've been able to hold on to my materials for as long as I've been able to. So I haven't had to spend anything because I haven't been buying anything. But nonetheless, let's get right into it. Okay, where should I start? I don't know whether I should show you like a finished product and then get into it, or start it and then show the finished product. But I'm going to show you the first thing that you pretty much need to do. First, we're going to just open this pack. I've opened it before. That's why it's so easy to open, because of course I had been using it. I just saved the package to put it back in so they won't be all everywhere, and I can keep my stuff together where I can find it. Okay, this is how the needle will look, and it'll have the eye right there. Okay, first you want to just cut a piece of yarn, any color you want. I was always advised to like do it like an arm's length or something like that. Like, I don't know, I freaking forgot. I learned how to do this in 12th grade. And forgive me if I'm like all over the place. I've never done tutorials, but I don't know, just take maybe like an arm's length to work with first, because it's definitely a lot easier, because the longer piece of yarn you work with, it's going to be more difficult, because you're going to get tangled up, it's going to get tangled up, and you don't want that to happen, because it can really slow you down and slow down the process. But what you do is you take one side of the yarn, whatever side of course, and loop it through the eye, and make sure the ends are like equally like matching each other, like that. And then just stretch it out like that. Should look like this. Okay. And you take, for the sake of the tutorial, I'm just going to use a small portion of the coiling core to show you, because that's basically it. Because starting it off, once you've gotten it down packed how to start it off, then you're good to go. Okay, first you take those two ends that are like equal in length, and you take one end of the coiling core. You do like that. This is the part where either the glue or the lighter comes in. You can either glue it down to hold it down so you won't have to keep on holding it, or you can burn it down, which is what I prefer to do, like I said, or you can just hold it, just like scrunch it down like that, and just like take the other piece of the yarn and just like go like sort of like wrap around it like that, so it'll hold it down for you. like so it won't be like coming up and stuff like that. And so what you do, you just keep doing that until you've gotten like, I would say, an inch of the way down. You know, I hope you guys can see that. Like I would say an inch of, like, that's what I was taught, like an inch of the way down. Like probably like that much. Like that much. And now what you do, you take the end and you basically fold it in. Basically fold it in like that. It's looking a little sloppy right now, of course, because we're learning, right? You fold it in to sort of make it look like a U-turn or a loop. And now, hold on, let me just go a little bit further down. Sometimes you might need to go further down than an inch because you want it to bend far enough so that you can do what we're about to do right now, which is you take that other side, hold it like that, and then you do like this so it holds it. You saw what I just did? Take this from over here and do like that so it's like holding it together. And now you're still on that other side, right? You keep going like this, around and around, same thing, until you get like an inch of the way down, or enough so that you can turn it again. You see what I'm doing? You're basically just taking it in a circle. Just taking it in a spiral, okay? And now what we're going to do, we're going to go through this middle piece here. Do you see that? We're going to go through this middle piece right here. We're going to take it like that. And see? Now it's holding that piece now. Okay? And we're going to keep on doing that. We're going to keep on doing that. We're going to keep on doing that. Just keep taking it around. Keep taking it around. Keep taking it around. And keep bending it down as well as the further you go along. It's like it's following each other like that. Keep taking it around. You can see we're starting to develop a spiral pattern here. Okay. Now, when you start to come to the end of your yarn, like I am here, all you have to do is just cut it off to release it, like that. Oops. Just a minute here. Okay, cut it off to release it, and wrap the remaining piece around. And you can either, like I said, you can either burn it down or glue it, whatever. And basically you just do the same thing. You may get another piece of your yarn, you know, cut it, whatever length you want, preferably like arm's length. And then you loop it back through. Do the same thing we did when we first started. There we go, arm's length if you want that length. If you want to go longer, that's fine. You risk getting tangled up. Trust me, I would know, but that's fine. Okay. All right. I hope my fingers aren't like in the way too much. Okay. And basically where you stopped, you do the same thing how you do when we first started. Start wrapping it around like that. Start wrapping it around like that. Keep going. Keep going. And then just take it around like that. And then remember, once you get like an inch into the way, go like this and stick the pin through so it can securely hold it like that, and pull it tight because you don't want it loose or the basket will be flimsy and it'll be moving. Okay, like that. I hope you guys can see that. if you have questions or anything, or if you couldn't see something properly, because I can barely see myself from where I am. um, if you have any questions, just let me know. If there was a part that you didn't get, I'll make a video specifically for you showing you that part, and it'll be more centered. I'm sort of sitting on the side of my laptop, with the web camera, so that's why I'm like over this way more than I am in the center. Okay, and the that's pretty much how you do it. Once you've started it off and gotten that part, then you're good to go pretty much for the rest of the basket weaving process. Now, I ought to tell you that this isn't a finished product, but this is one that I've been working on forever. They take me, I might have said this in my other video, but the average basket takes me about 8 hours to make. But it all depends on what size basket you're making. I've made baskets that are, well, I have this one that, this is just the base of it. I haven't even started working my way up. And I've been working on this one forever, and by working on it I mean sporadically. I would pick it up, work on it a little bit, then go months. I haven't worked on this one in several years now. I don't do a good job selling my baskets because I don't know, there aren't that many people interested in them, so that's why it was a relief to for somebody to come along and compliment me on my baskets and stuff, because I usually they don't get much attention. So that's why I have so many baskets that are unfinished, ones that I've started on like years ago. Like this one, I started on it several years ago, but I never finished because I feel like there's no point in working on something if nobody's ever going to see it or if nobody's ever going to buy it. So that's why I pretty much stopped working on them. I haven't even touched my baskets in months. But anyway, getting back to what I was trying to get to, like I said, this is an unfinished one. As you can see, I've still got the process going here. This is a pink and black one, just in time for Valentine's Day, right? And that's why I used pink yarn specifically to do the tutorial today. I just wanted to show you, when you start to make the curve, I call it the ascension. This is the base, the foundation, and this is the ascent. To do that, you basically, okay, how do I say it? How do I explain it? Like, basically, when you're doing that, you basically move the yarn. You see how I have it leveled here? Like it's on, it's straight, it's horizontal. Basically, you start working your way, you move the yarn up like that. See what I just did? When you're ready to make that ascension, you move the yarn up a little bit. You don't have to do it like that. Just move it slightly up and keep working that way. Keep working your way around that like that. And you see how I'm starting to make an ascent like that, and just keep working your way around, doing the same thing. That's all you have to do. And just keep that going, and slowly but surely you'll see the basket start to take shape. And it should come out looking like one of these, which I'm sure you saw in my other video. This is a smaller one. I made it around Halloween 2 years ago for a little Halloween get together I was doing. Slowly you'll see the basket start to, go up and take shape like that. This is a small base, black and orange, or orange and black, then orange and black on the base, then orange and black going up. You can mix whatever colors you want, of course. I don't know if you guys want to see the baskets again. If you want to see them, you can just look at the video. Other than that, I will, if you want, I can show off the baskets that I made in this video. Okay, you've seen that one. You've seen the pink and black one that I'm currently working on. Well, not really currently, but the one that is still in the making, I should say. I'm not currently working on anything. I just have a lot of baskets that are in the making. Okay, this is one that I had started like over a year ago, and I never finished it because I wasn't liking the shape of it. You see, it's kind of, and look at the spaces. I don't like having spaces. I like for it to be nice and tight. And this one is flimsy because remember that rope that I was telling you about, like that twine sort of rope? I don't know if you can see it. I was using that rope to make this, and I stopped because I didn't like it. See how flimsy it is? And look at how more sturdy this is. This isn't as flimsy. But yeah, that's why I stopped making this one. I was making it for a classmate of mine in college. She's a USF fan, and I was making one for her as like a little gift or a thank you kind of gift for a kind deed she'd done for me, using the USF colors, like the yellow and the green. But I never finished it because I didn't like it, and I don't have the courage to throw it away. So it's just sitting around doing nothing. And then here's this one that I haven't finished. It's black and red. I don't even remember how the heck where the heck I'm going with this, because it's been so long since I've picked it up. And here's a solid blue one. This yarn is also of the brand Trait Tex. That's why I had such a good time making this basket. I don't have any more blue in the Trait Tex brand specifically, so that's why I stopped working on this one. And that's another thing. A lot of them I stopped working on simply because I ran out of the material that I like, the specific yarn, not really the material. But this is also unfinished, as you can see. And with this one, I used these two. Once again, I made this one using the yarn that I really like working with, the yarn that's a lot easier to work with. And you know, also when it comes to these, you don't even have to turn it into a basket. You know that, right? You can just use leave it as a palette or whatever you want to call it. You can use it to decorate kitchen tables, to sit bowls on, like this right here. I could stop right here if I wanted to, because it looks finished. You know, it looks like it could be a finished product. You know, use it as a decorative centerpiece or something. I don't know. You know, use it for whatever you want. Use it as a coaster. Like I said, a thing to set bowls and pots on, or cups, teacup, whatever. You can use it for whatever you want. That's the good thing about art, is that you get to be creative with it in all aspects. I have this one right here. I started working on this thing, I don't know how long ago, but I never finished it. I like it, but I hate it because I have a lot, as you can see, a lot of white spaces. And you're supposed to, that's another thing, that's another piece of advice I give you. Try to avoid having so many white spaces left, like I have in this one. It's a pretty basket on the front, but on the back, at the bottom of it, you know, it doesn't look so hot. So that part of the reason why I stopped working on this one is partly because of that, and also because I ran out of the specific shade of green that I was looking for. And I have this one also. I don't know if I had this one made yet when I did the video showing showing you guys the baskets. I don't know, this is a red, white, and blue one. I call it the eye. That's another thing you might have figured out from my other video about the baskets, is that I name mine. I call it the eye because it looks like an eye, a blue eye, you know, sort of like bloodshot, I guess, because of the red on the outer part. Okay, I feel like this is turning into something different than a tutorial, guys. I'm sorry, I just can't help it. I'm doing this not to show off the baskets, but to show how it should look finished. Even though I could have done that with one, I do realize. I think I'm going to stop right there, yeah, because this is turning into something other than a tutorial. But nonetheless, I hope you guys understood what I did. If you have any questions, just let me know. If there was a part that you couldn't see well or a part that you didn't understand, let me know, and I will make a video specifically for you to understand how it's done, or whatever part you were confused on. So I guess that's the end of that. I hope you guys enjoyed everything. Remember, materials: coiling core, yarn, any kind of yarn you like, yarn needles. You can get them singular or in a pack like this. You can either use a lighter to hold down your yarn, or you can glue it. Either one is okay. Both are convenient in their own way. And of course, scissors. And that's it for now. That's all, folks. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. I hope somebody learns from this and you could possibly get your own basket weaving business. I don't have one. Like I said, I don't do good selling my baskets at all. But maybe you guys who learned from this video, maybe you guys can get something going. And last but not least, thank you for watching, and I will put a link to Blick Art Materials in the subscription, or I'm sorry, in the description box. For those who are new, subscribe if you like, leave a comment, say anything you want as long as it's positive. Thank you for watching, guys. Take care. Peace out.